Welcome to Clay in Line. Today I'd like to share with you the top 5 books I'm focusing on this year, 2020. I have a lot of the selection of books, both in Mandarin, in English. A lot of my Chinese book I brought back from Taiwan. In Taiwan, reading is a very common and very popular hobby people have. You can see a lot of the bookshops, and the books are relatively inexpensive. So a lot of people actually spend a lot of time in bookshops. We used to have a 24 hours bookshop, so you can even walk down to this place. They still had the books you can read if you can't sleep. I have a collection of 600 books. A few years ago, I have accumulated a lot more and also gave away a lot more as well during these few years when I moved house. So today I would like to share the top 5 books I am focusing on this year. And they are really special books to me. Some of them I read long time ago. I have selected these few books for me to focus this year for many reasons. Of my top 1 reason is they have to be aligned to my life value. First, freedom. Second, joy. Number 3, wealth and achievement. Then independence. So what are my top 5 books? Number 1 is Gary Zukav, The Seed of the Soul. I come across this book long time ago, listening to Oprah introducing one of his quotes, and I like to actually read it out to you now. It was something really stick in my head, and now it has really have a strong effect on me. So the quote comes to: when the personality comes fully to serve the energy of its soul, that is authentic empowerment. I find that really calls my soul and to having that courage to start reviewing my personalities. I have a time I feel like actually I do believe I have a good heart, but my personality sometimes just doesn't really align with how I feel deep down my inner world, or how my soul is actually heading. So our personality very much, in my belief, has been conditioned. And yes, most of us when we are born, we already have a certain personality, and that could actually be changed, transformed during our early childhood education. But it also could be conditioned to us, and we have acquired unknowingly. So by reading this book again, I also have an audio book, and I read it and also listening to Gary Zukav original author's voice when I'm reading the book. I find it really helpful in a sense is when I'm listening to his voice, the whole essence of his book really come true. It feel like it was talking to me, and is very, very touching. It touched my heart. And this year my top 1 book is to come back and really relook where my soul, where my path is going, and more aligned with my higher self, or more aligned with my big picture. That's what I recommend everyone to read. Number 1 book. And I guess this is not just a ordinary book. This has been sold over, I think about millions of books has been sold, and I highly recommend this. It's something I will read before I go to bed. It just give me a lot of inspiration, and it give me a lot of insight each time I read it. I think I've read it probably 3 times already and listened to it maybe once. I will still continue to focus on that. And at the back of this book, there are some study guides. I'm trying to go through some of them when I have time to do that. But now I'm really focusing on changing my habit and changing the way I'm doing things. But having this as my soul foundation, having a soul really clear with how our higher self could head towards. In one of his interview, he talked about we are just a small ship following a mother ship. We are just small ships following our mother ship, and mother ship is where our divine calling and where our soul path is. And sometimes we could be stray away from our path, but at the end we will all come to the same direction, but whether we take a longer path, and that's really up to us. So this book has inspired me to review my personalities and what is helpful for achieving what I want in life in an inspiring way and also compassionate way. So that's my number 1 book. Now it comes to my top 2 book. I also been reading it as well, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This one is the 25th anniversary. This was introduced by one of my ex-team members as well. And at the time, I read some of them, but I didn't really go through the whole book. And I come across it again last year, and I also start listening to the audio book by the author itself, and it has a big effect on me. I have learned Eisenhower's 4 quadrant to help me to identify what is most important and my priority, what's my priority in life. And this year I've also started learning the importance of the roles in our life. So for me, to have 7 different roles is sort of like too many. So I'm trying to focus on just simple thing I can achieve and do it really well. So I limit to 5. But anyway, I would suggest you get a book. You can get it on the Kindle, or you can get on the scibd. It's a subscription service, and that you can go through the 7 habits. They are really, really helpful if you are at a time not sure where you are going, if you don't have any, if you lost your clarity in your sense of direction, or you're finding like the things is everywhere, you're not very organized in your thoughts, you don't know what to do and where to start. This is the one really good book and very practical. You can apply straight away. That will change your life like that. Okay, so that's my top 2 by Stephen Covey. Alright, number 3, it would be probably for a lot of people you haven't really heard of this book. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. I absolutely love this book. I got this book maybe 10 years ago in Chinese version, and when I start reading it, it makes sense to me. It explains how our subconscious mind works without too much scientific technical words, without going through how our brain really works. That can actually help us to understand how the subconscious work in a more simple way and easy reading as well. there are many statements or many things he teach about our wealth, about relationship, and it's all in this really actually quite small and easy reading book. If you are interested about how to change your subconscious, this will be a beginner's book. I will recommend you to start reading, and that will give you some idea why it works and why I could be saying 100 times the affirmation but it never worked. This will help you to understand, and it could give a really good explanation. And I guess I read this probably 2-3 times already, and time to time I use this as a tool, as a reference book. So I'll still go back. This is what I have in my library for I think more than a decade already. So top 3 is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Then let's come to the 4th one. I was very lucky, I guess in 2012 or maybe later than that. I was so lucky and able to attend Anthony Robbins the seminar, Unleash the Power Within. To be honest, when I went there, I was so adamant, I'm not going to work on the fire, the hot coal. But it was such a energy boost, and the momentum was there, and Tony Robbins just has a way to actually help you to change, and having that extra courage and the confidence to work on the fire or on the hot coal. At the end, I didn't really burn myself, but that was one of the really great experience I have, and I don't really care what anyone else comment on who he is or what he does. I really find most importantly is what you get out of what Tony tried to teach. He is such an empowering person. It doesn't matter what method he used. One of the things I learned from him very helpful for me is having a gratitude exercise. That would be another video. And also having that ultra boost of the power. I feel like yes, it does speak for itself. Unleash the power within. And this is one of the book I think would be really good to revisit if you are at a time needing that giant boost of the energy and the vitality, and that is a whole lot of reading to go through. It's a very thick book. Okay, I would suggest if you have chance, get the paper book, because there are things you can just write down and doing the suggestion he put in there. That's what I would do. And he talked about the emotional destiny. He talked about the importance of a vocabulary, the words we choose. I find this is a really good book to read, and that will definitely help you to get out of bed and take actions. So this is my number 4. Awaken the Giant Within by Anthony Robbins. Now come to my number 5. I used to read a lot of the healing books, and or more to do with how our brain works, like the brain heal itself, and there are many books I would probably recommend in the past. But this year I focus on my stock investment and trading. And one book I find really, actually 2 of them really helpful. One is called Accelerate Your Wealth by Dale Gillum. He is an Australian author, and it's a really easy, simple book to read and not very thick. You can probably finish it within 2 seconds. As you can see, I like to tap them, I like to highlight, so I got a paper book as well. If you are in the US, he has a book in US. You can go to the US version. I got an ebook. There's a green label here, so that's the difference. So at this time, I would suggest take a quick read if you are investing in stock market, and that's very important to have a different kind of knowledge. The book actually helped me to go through this challenging time when the market go up and down. So such a huge gap that helped me to have more calm and more strategy to how to deal with it. So this is the book I recommend if you are into stock investment. So the second one, I would say, I know I say top 5, but it's really it's 6 books. But if you're not investing in the stock market, I would still say this book is called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Surprisingly, he talked about a lot of the mindset and how our subconscious work and how our unconscious work, whether that is past events and that stay in our head. He explained in this book really well, and he also training a lot of the traders in this area as well. This book is also very easy reading. There are audio book as well. You can actually download from the audio book. So that's another book I would recommend if you are trading in the stock market. And this helped me with the psychological mindset. I think a lot of time we might be very knowledgeable in the fundamental or technical like analysis we use, but more importantly, to be able to be successful is really going through our psychological mindset and whether we can control our emotion. I think like Warren Buffett said, if you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. And I find so true in my own experience. So that is my top 5 or top 6 books, but these 2 is more related to the stock investing in the finance area. So after all, you have a choice of many good books to read from any recommendation from maybe from your family and friends. What I will trying to do is don't overwhelm yourself. The simple way is pick up maybe all this book and separate it into 2 piles and follow your heart and see which one is your priority. So I know so many books, isn't it? So I'll just go through this today. This is my priority in this pile. No. So the priority is in this pile. Yes. Okay. This one? No. This one? No. This one. Hey, fantastic. Yo. So I'll need to look through that again. And the way I read is I use this more for a reference book as well. So for some people, they can read the front to back and finish one book and continue with the other one. I find it really difficult. I have to have so many books I'm reading at the same time. So that's more for me. That's the way how I process, the way how I read through the book. So now, obviously, this is my priority to read. I guess there's some important information for me in there. So I will just intuitively also just, if you want to close your eyes, if you don't, that doesn't matter. But just what's most important message for me in this book now, and flip to the page. Okay, this one. And usually I have a pretty good sense of where I'm looking at. My sense is telling me to go through this paragraph. Okay, so that is a really important message for me. It says, clarifying expectations sometimes take a great deal of courage. Courage. Okay, so that is how I do read and use my books a lot of time. So clarity and courage. Oh wow, that is huge. I can feel it in my heart already. So having a courage, I guess, is really important for anything you do. Like filming this video, at the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, okay, how can I do this perfect and not to make many mistakes? And do I really want to film this? Or I still have this chattering in my head. So here we are, Clarity and Courage, all the top 5 books I just picked. So this is how you can maximize the use of your book. If you are like me, don't read one book from the front to the back. That is some other way, some other method you can apply. And that's my suggestion and recommendation for now. So hopefully you look through and look at the description below. I will link all the books where you can get it from. And now maybe it's not easy to get a delivery fast. So maybe the Kindle version or even audiobook, if you cannot read the small print, or maybe you can listen better with the original author's talk. That might be more relating to you. You might feel you have more connection. As I do feel like I can connect to the author's message even more clearly, even more consciously applying the things when I feel like they're actually talking to me as well. So there are many choices and many great books you can read now while you are staying at home. There are many books you can read, you can enjoy. So tell me, what is your maybe just top 3 books, and put in your comment your top 3 books you are reading this year, 2020. And thank you very much for watching this video. Eat well and stay healthy. See you next time.